Hey, scrappy people. It's Tracy Reed here today, and I'm going to be making 9 layered Project Life cards using the Cocoa Daisy Denim and Blush collection. I'm really enjoying making layered cards lately in my DIY Your Scraps videos. I'm creating a nice little stockpile for use throughout the whole year, and really loving the easy depth that they create in my layouts going forward. So I'm going to create 9 different cards using the cards from the collection. I felt like they needed just a little bit more oomph for my style. You know me, you know I'm not a simple clean lines scrapper, and a lot of these cards are super white spacey, super clean lines, and so I had to layer them up a bit and add a little bit more to them for my style. So I am going to cut out this heart here from the center of this page, or this card, and just fussy cutting it out really easily. I think the hardest part of making these videos is deciding which side of the card to use, because the other side of that card had a date night journaling card, and in the style that matches one of the other journaling cards from the January collection. So obviously that is going to be a reoccurring theme in the cards for the Cocoa Daisy kits throughout the year. And so it was a little bit of a bummer having to cut it apart, but I love that Love You More so much that I needed it to be the centerpiece of a card. So instead of having that full date night card, I'm just going to use the title, and I'm going to put it at the top or underneath the tab right here that says filed under. That'll be cute. So you know I love to use the scraps that I cut off too, so I'm just kind of trying to work all those in. I'm going to use this good, better, best. I liked the side that had a place for journaling, but honestly the prompt stumps me a little bit. So I felt like maybe having it as a title card rather than a journaling card would make it easier for me to use. So those are some of the things that I keep in mind when I'm trying to decide which side of cards I want to use and how I'm going to work them into my own scrapping style down the line. I'm going to use this beautiful foiled washi tape from the collection to washi down this well, I turned it into a banner, but it's, the front of another card. I like the way that the dark blue looks with all of that pink, so I use that dark blue as the background for that. And I really want to use this Be Still My Beating Heart, but obviously it's too large for a 3x4 horizontally. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to trim it and change it up a little bit. So I'm going to cut off the heart, even though it's so cute. These are decisions that always have to be made when making cards like this. And instead I'm going to add something else to it. I'm going to add this washi tape, the other half of that I had trimmed in half vertically or horizontally, I suppose. My goodness, I could not get that centered. So I'm going to add something else to that instead. So I've got 8 cards going on right now. I trimmed down that 4x6 card into 2 3x4 cards up there in the top right corner. So I've got 2 beautiful floral based cards to work with as well that came from that one 4x6, but I didn't have quite enough patterns to have enough layering going on for my liking, so I am going to use some of the papers and trim those down to create some layering bits. I want to use this lovely with this Today in One Word, because this is another way that these videos are invaluable for me. I don't love incorporating acrylic words into my scrapbooking. I always find it hard to do. So I thought that if I incorporated it into that card instead, it would work out better. So now we're going to zoom in and we're going to start working on these cards individually, finishing them off. So I'm going to use this love stamp. I'm going to use it in a couple places because I love it so much. And I really wanted to use this Me and You. So I'm actually going to put it over there because I felt like it balanced out more over there. But then when I add in this stamp, I felt like the stamp the heart stamp wasn't quite large enough to make an impact and fill that space. So I'm going to use this little die cut instead, and it fills up the space a little bit better. So now I have this card that I've already started layering, and I'm going to add in a word bit to the bottom and to the top. So now it says, for the record, you are powerful, you are beautiful, you are brilliant, you are brave, true story. Then I add a little of these puffy hearts in as well. I'm going to add some puffy hearts to the bottom of this. So now it says, be still my beating heart again. Well, I guess hearts, but it just says it in a different way. Those are so cute. I love those puffy hearts. Love is your superpower. This one felt a little bit bland to me, so I'm going to add in some stamping to the side with some Catherine Pooler ink. Oh, nope. I changed my mind because the ink came with the collection. So I'm using the coral ink that came with the collection. And of course, my stamp wasn't fully clean, so that top one got a little bit of black ink on it. So the way I'm going to kind of distract from it, so I'm going to take this navy ink and I'm going to create a little offset outline. And so now it's a little bit, you can't really tell that that pink was a little bit black. I'm going to add in some of these enamel dots in clusters, both around the hearts and not. Cute. Okay, next we've got a journaling card, and this one doesn't have anything on it yet, so I'm going to add in, I'm looking at the stamps, and I'm going to add in some journaling lines. I'm going to add that love stamp again. Yeah, I think I added in 2 different cards because I just love it so much. So we've got love this moment is what the stamps say, with little hearts again. I'm going to use that navy ink again, and I decided instead to use it on this card because I felt like it would fit a little bit better and not take up too much journaling space. So I'm using the navy ink that came with the collections to bring out that navy. Then I'm also going to use this pink ink, which again, I picked up navy. That's okay though, because look at, they're kind of, not ombre, but all mixed up together, and it's kind of cool looking. So now I've got love this moment. I've got these hearts that I haven't done anything with, and I'm just going to stick some more hearts on there. Adding in a little bit of different texture with these puffy hearts, but staying with this, with the theme. And I'm going to add this dot border that is on the stamp set in this pink, and I'm going to add it to the top and the bottom just to create some borders. I probably should have ended it before I went over those lines, but whatever, no big deal. Today, in one word, I'm going to add that lovely, but I felt like it didn't look great like that, so I need to cover up this label to give the lovely somewhere to sit. So I'm going to take this pink paper that I have, this is just a scrap sitting here, and I'm going to cover up the label with it. I'm going to notch it into a banner. I'm going to cover up the label and put the lovely on top of that. Love it. And I'm going to stick it down with liquid glue. You can also use red line tape, would work pretty well, but I always hate fussing with red line tape on acrylic when it's like a word like that because it's so skinny and it's just frustrating. So now I want to add to this floral. I love the floral itself, but the florals are pretty circular. I felt like they had like a circular vibe. So I'm going to add some circles on it as well. Every picture tells a story, so I felt like it also needed something up in the top corner once I got to where I wanted these to be. There we go. I wanted them to take up a little less space, so I'm cutting them down. I'm going to add another circle up at the top. I'm going to cut this down into a circle using up more scraps. It flew. Also, putting the white up there at the top kind of adds that little pop up there, but doesn't detract from all that white space. Adding some more enamel dots in. So this good, better, best, I was very confused on what to do with it. Again, the whole card concept was sort of stumping me a little bit. So I'm just going to add in some hearts to this one and hope that I can figure out how to use it down the line. I'm also going to add in this things that make me smile. I thought adding a little prompt would help. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I'd love it if you I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Tracy M. Reed, and I'll see you next time. All right, thank you.